Good morning, guys. My coffee club. I hope you have your coffee with you. I do. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. The day is beautiful. The windshield is foggy, but the day is beautiful. It's nice and cool here in Florida. Good morning, everyone joining in. So, I added a new magnet on the back of my phone so I could lift it up a little higher because it was cutting off my head whenever I was running the lives from the cell phone. So hopefully we don't have any problems, but there is the possibility of the magnet actually falling off because it was newly installed. It usually takes a little bit just to get it, whatever. Anyways, good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. So many of you guys don't know my little sister. She's a journalist. She actually went to school for journalism. And last night was the first time she was anchoring in Lafayette, Louisiana. She got a gig. She went to school. She wasn't finding anywhere around the house that she wanted to. And my windshield is foggy. Hold on, guys. I gotta turn unfog my windshield. It's making it difficult to drive. So, anyways, my little sister, she had her first anchoring opportunity last night, and I got to watch her and just, seeing her grow in her craft was really, really amazing for me. I really, truly did enjoy it. And what's even more amazing is that she told me quite a little bit ago that it was me coming out and doing the work that I did that gave her the courage to chase after her dreams. She's always wanted to be a news reporter, but then she went to college for it. After she got out of college, she ended up becoming a substitute teacher. Like, oh, thank you, Lana. She ended up becoming a substitute teacher and didn't really, do anything with the degree she got. And so, I started going out, being vocal and stuff like that. And she just said that she really admired that, and it gave her the courage to start looking for work in her field and, venturing out from the house, so to speak. Because, whether you're and if people don't understand, the reason why I talked about it, my younger sister is literally 18 years younger than I am. So when she grew up, she didn't grow up with, she grew up like an only child with three mothers. If you can imagine that, it was probably pretty traumatic for her, actually, to say the least. But, the good news is she had two grown sisters, so she got some of the best gifts for birthdays and Christmas because we always worked and whatnot. So at any rate, that's just a little side note, but I'm just gushing on her right now because that was my little sister, and she truly, in fact, anchored for her first time last night, and it was just a beautiful sight, and I was so proud of her. So we get the gift of Taylor. So anyways, it kind of dovetails into summer because, she doesn't get the opportunities that my little sister got. She doesn't get the opportunity to have a normal life or be with a normal family. And, I think sometimes we take that for granted. We don't realize what we truly do have. Sorry, guys, sun bothers my eyes. I don't think we realize, what a true gift we have. We didn't, some of us did get raised in alcoholic homes, abusive homes, such as myself, but it wasn't a horrific environment that Summer lived in. I can tell you that. My story pales in comparison to hers. I can promise you that. Even as traumatic as it was for me growing up in a house that had violence in it, it wasn't like that. The violence in my home happened. It wasn't a daily routine at my home. It wasn't a monthly routine. It was just, when it happened, it happened. When alcohol, when my father got drunk, when my mom decided to go on one of her rampages. I mean, she's not, I shouldn't put it like that. My mom was provoked a lot by my father, and my father was provoked a lot by my mother. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But, our household was, I was raised in a very, very clean, white glove clean home. We lived around doctors and lawyers. It didn't make the traumatic experience I went through any less. It's just I wasn't raised in filth. I wasn't raised in a revolving door of men coming in and out of my home. There's just a lot of differences in my story and Summer's story. So my story completely pales in comparison to Summer Wells. And it was my growing up was still pretty traumatic for me. So I can't even imagine what's going on, what went on in that house, nor do I really want to, but I have to. I've got to dive in so I can tell you guys, what happened. So as many of you know that are following my page, I started posting out a lot of smaller videos, clips of different things. At first I was just throwing everything out there, and then I started reviewing the videos and clipping them down and just giving you guys little tidbits of information, trying to debunk some information. So for example, Kitty was saying, oh, they didn't talk to the law enforcement. They gave you the standard number of 1-800-TBI find. They don't know what they're talking about. I doubt they even talk to law enforcement. Right. So, well, one of those clips is our conversation with law enforcement, and law enforcement specifically saying that they would prefer all information that comes in to go through the 1-800-TBI find. So I posted that, that was us speaking to the detectives and what the detectives said. So I'm going to be going through a lot of these videos, parsing them down, and start giving you guys a little insight of what work we did in Tennessee. People are saying we didn't do anything. I can promise you we weren't sitting on top of a mountain getting stoned, drinking, and laughing with somebody's parents. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Somebody's parents that are the persons of interest in that child's disappearance. I can guarantee that we weren't doing that. I can guarantee what we were doing is finding anybody that came into contact with those people, those despicable people, and questioning them, and I even posted one of the, I probably should have parsed that down too. There was a couple of videos that I parsed down, like one, I didn't realize that, it was a 9-minute video, and I didn't realize at the end of it, we're explaining to Marissa why we don't tell people we're not going to record them, especially when we're on public property, because we have no duty not to record them. They're in they're in the public light. They don't have any duty of privacy. It's different if you were on their property or in their home. They said don't record them. That's a different standard. But to be on a public road and somebody waves you down and you record them, unfortunately, even if they told you not to record them, there's not a whole lot they can do because they have no duty of privacy in the public. So in one of those, you see us talking to her about that, because I recorded. I kept recording. I wasn't going to put my recorder down because, again, I know the law. And you'll never, ever hear me tell somebody I'm not going to record you and I'm not going to post it, because I don't like lying to people. And at the end of the day, I plan on using every tidbit of information that I receive on these cases to either give to law enforcement and or provide to the public. So that's just me. Hey, guys. Good morning. Good morning. My coffee club, even though I am in a vehicle, you guys better have your cup of coffee, cup of joe. And this is the first time since Christmas Eve, that we've had a coffee moment. So go get your coffee if you don't have it. We're going to be going over some information. I wish I could share some information with you, but as you see, I am driving. And as a matter of fact, I probably need to put my GPS on so I know where the hell I'm going. Oh, all right, I'm back. Sorry, I need to put my GPS on. So, I don't know if that's if I showed that or not. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. To my GPS, I apologize about that. but there's not a whole lot I can do. Once I get on I-75, I can turn it off. I'll be good to go. But when I'm this far out, there's not a whole lot. Anyways, so how's everybody doing? Did you guys get everything you wanted for Christmas? I'm hoping you guys got everything you wanted for Christmas. I think I'm going to be on this road here for 18 miles, so I'll turn the GPS off and just two shakes of a lamb's tail once I get there. So anyways, getting back to the video. So I was going through all these videos, which is a good thing. I've got to listen to these videos because, when you're out there in the mix, giving taking these interviews, asking questions and stuff, you don't always remember all the questions you asked or all the answers that were provided. And for example, when we were over at, one of Candace's ex-friend's house, which is a reliable firsthand witness to a lot of the horrific stuff that went on in that house. Her son Macbeth was with them at the water hole and paints this picture of what happened. And we had 4 people out there at one point in time, 4 people, and there was 4 of us interviewing those. So there were several conversations going on at one time, okay? And we were all kind of focused on our own conversation. So at some points in those interviews, you can hardly hear who's speaking over what and what they're talking about. But if you go to each other's, for example, Olivia was recording, Marissa was recording, Jonathan was recording, I was recording. So you have to listen to all those recordings to get a true gist of some of the conversation that was going on. And, I was overhearing this conversation about some of the animal cruelty that went on up there at the house. And, as you know, many of you guys, I'm really fighting hard to have these people put in jail for something. Even if it's unrelated to Summer Wells, they need to be taken off the streets. They're not doing anything good with themselves. They are, using and abusing the drugs and alcohol. They had a mess of animals, and thank God for Jonathan Lee Riches getting involved with the animal aspect of it and really getting involved with the Tennessee Humane Society or the Hawkins Humane Society there in their county and working very hard with them to help them get some of those animals off their property so they can get proper care and, nutrition. And, after reviewing videos, we're finding out that these dogs were, brutalized by these people. Don Wells wanted to cut off a leg of one of the cats. You take the animals to the vet, that's inhumane. Another dog, they kicked so hard that its guts fell out and ended up succumbing to his injuries. That is animal abuse. And these people actually saw this and witnessed this happen. Why are these people not in jail on animal cruelty and animal abuse? It's primarily Don Wells. So these animals that were up there, they were also abused, no different than the children, no different than anybody else that goes there and stays there. They're all abusers and they're all getting abused. And it's just a sick, disgusting environment to have young children in. It's a shame. And I hope law enforcement puts a stop to it. I hope those boys never go back in that home. Now, with that being said, I've got a lot of people, as many of you guys know, coming after me and attacking me for standing so adamantly on the right side of this. For example, I was there. I went up, I looked at the mountain. I spoke to people. We went to different sites. We went to the Hawkins County City Hall. We went to the tax assessor's office. We went to the sheriff's department. We went to the courthouse to get records. We literally covered all bases while we're up there, okay? I know whenever I make a determination, like I always thought Candace had her hands in this whole thing. I didn't know what happened. And then, of course, hearing about the water hole, hearing about how Macbeth has never been the same again, it makes me believe that something happened at the water hole versus her beating the crap out of her own daughter. But who knows? Who knows? We're finding out that Dawn did go to work in the morning, but may have been there during this situation when Summer disappeared. So, we still have to confirm that, but I'm having a funny feeling, that they, what is this? What am I reading here? Babe King, they left. You got to be more specific. What do you mean by they left? I don't. Yes, they are worst trash funeral. They are the worst trash I've ever seen. As far as the animals, there's been a lot of animals removed from their property. I think Jonathan believes they may be preparing to go on the run, for all I know. I just don't know them that well, but we did look in Donald's past, and he has no problem absconding the law. He has no problem going on the run. He has no problem moving to a different state, and I can guarantee that would be no different. I'm thinking they're not allowed to leave the county due to the fact that their daughter is missing, and I think they're legally obligated to stay where they're at. But when has that stopped anybody, right? So I heard that there's several sexual assault allegations that are going to be coming out after Don Wells. I believe that's from Utah. So I have a funny feeling Utah will be coming to pick him up in the near future as that case starts winding up. These people are despicable people. But getting back to the attacks that I've endured because I have decided to speak out and call a spade a spade. I'm not one of these people that are going to sit there and say, oh, you know what, but she could have wandered off, and they're innocent until proven guilty. I am not a court of law. I am not a court of law, folks. You know what I do? I go out there, I find information, and I base my opinion that I provide each and every person out there that's watching this, my opinion, based upon the facts and evidence that I have been able to review. Could my opinion change? Certainly, it could change depending on new information that I receive. Right now, the information that I witnessed myself, primarily their property, as many of you guys watched this, we went to the tax assessor's office. We had aerial shots of that property pulled up, okay? We did everything that we could possibly do to prove that an abductor could come onto that property and take that child. Unfortunately, the evidence that we came up with proves exactly the opposite. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, but they could have, they could be innocent. No, they lied. There is no way in Sam's hell that child was abducted from that property. We found out they had 21 flipping dogs on that property, some that were vicious, that almost tore a cat's leg off. So don't sit here and tell me that a stranger can get on that property and abduct a 5-year-old girl with all those dogs, 3 boys, and no possibility of knowing where that child was located inside that home. There is just no possibility. Her mom didn't even know where the hell she was. How's a stranger supposed to know where she is? So, I'm not going to sit here and play these games, these, word games. I tell it like it is. That's why many of you guys flock over here to watch it, because I don't sit there and have a filter. I'm not going to sit there and lie. If I feel it, I say it. You know what? I have no problem coming on here and saying I'm wrong and I'm sorry. For example, remember that Charles Hines that I thought was a wackadoo, reaching out saying, I thought you told me that you weren't doing a documentary, which the documentary is not truly a documentary. I mean, I guess it's a videography of our work, but we are 100% sponsored. That means we are sponsored by you. We are sponsored by people on Marissa's channel, people on Olivia's channel. We are sponsored to collect the money because it takes us thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars, to go out and do one of these cases. And this guy was, we have to show you guys something. We can't just go and collect this money and say, oh, by the way, our opinion is this. No, we have to show you the work that we do so you understand we're doing the work that we're saying we're doing because you guys are funding these things. And so, he was a little put off because he thought the documentary, but that is for your benefit. That is transparency, and I'm not going to change that one bit. However, he was actually a legitimate person trying to help. I didn't get a chance. I guess we kind of, because many of you know, I was way behind in my emails, still way behind in my emails. But he was reaching out to me, and I was going from the top down. The tops are the newest ones, so I think I just got him at his most frustrated point and was reading it. And because he had been trying to get a hold of me, actually gave me a cell phone number. People that are out here trying to just troll and try to cause drama don't typically give you their cell phone number. So that was my telltale sign that Charles character was actually trying to help find her, which, as many of you know, the more the merrier when it comes to me. I'm happy with anybody that is on the side of Summer Wells. I don't really give a crap about her parents, but, even their opinions of their parents, as long as that they're on the side of Summer Wells, I will work with them. I will work with anybody that is out there working hard to find out where this child is. And I put my petty BS aside when it comes to these cases. I don't care who I need to work with to work a case if it's going to help the victim, or in some cases, the victim's family. Because a lot of people that are the victim's family are the ones that reach out to us. I'm very surprised that that Summer's family never reached out to us to help in this case. It was the public that reached out to us to help in this case. And then it brought another thing to my attention. How many times have the Wells reached out to law enforcement to check on the status of the daughter's case? Many times when somebody is injured or disappeared, their family is literally calling investigators every single day for 2 years, every single day for 3 years, every single day for 6 months. I am curious to find out how many times Candace and Donald Wells have called to check on the status of the case related to Summer Wells. I'm curious. And if they just now started, I'm curious when they started, because I've been pushing this for a couple of weeks now of how often they call in to check. So, once this dies down, we're going to be pulling public records requests on all the phone numbers at that house. As many of you know, Kitty decides to release this statement that Candace made about us being on the property, which we weren't. We have videography to prove that none of us stepped on the property. There's a public easement that's probably 25 feet on the frontage of that home, which means that even though it is property that the owners have to take care of and maintain, it belongs to the county, not the person that owns the property. So, even where his car was, I don't believe that was truly on the Wells property. Therefore, nobody committed a crime. Even if Marissa did go up there and look at Kitty's car, the homeowner would have had to ask her not to step on the property for it to be legitimate. There was not one person down there that was the homeowner or had written authorization to make decisions on behalf of the homeowner. So that means Cam, Allie, Kitty, none of them had the authority, the legal authority, to tell anybody not to come on that property. So the only person that would have, and quite frankly, I don't even know if Candace does, because at the end of the day, she does not own the property. Only Don Wells owns the property. If you hear all of her recordings, she always says she's Candace Bly. She never acknowledges that she's Candace Wells when she's calling law enforcement. So it makes us wonder, are they lawfully married? Is Candace and Don legally married? Good questions. But that's going to be important, because if they're not legally married, the husband-wife doctrine doesn't apply to them. It doesn't apply to them. That means that they can make them answer questions on behalf of each other if they're not lawfully married. There's no husband-wife doctrine that applies to them. Might be the spousal doctrine. I'm not sure. But a doctrine nonetheless. So this should be interesting, and it's always been interesting to me. I could never understand what Don Wells meant when he said, I have 7 alibis, you have none, you're going down. He said that right on Molly Golightly's YouTube channel, right? And I've always said, why would somebody need 7 alibis? You really only need 1 alibi, because all you need is the truth. If you weren't there, you don't need anything. And I never understood that. And as I recently said, I just, found out recently. I'm still working very diligently trying to confirm this information to be factual. But we had information from a coworker or somebody that was across the street at another business acknowledge that Don Wells did show up to work that morning. The problem here is it is of our belief, based upon information that we have acquired, that he may have actually been home at the time Candace came back from the water hole. So that would have been, because we never understood where the boys were. And why would the boys be sitting home cleaning a house while they're out gallivanting and having fun and going fishing? So I don't know. I really don't know. So good morning. I see a lot of new people have come to the live here. This is the coffee club. Please go grab your cup of joe and enjoy a cup of joe with me. I am traveling this morning, as always, and just having a conversation about summer. So I do apologize that I can't. It's hard for me to read these comments while I'm driving. And so I'm not, I hope I'm answering some questions that you guys have, but I can't really see the questions to ask. I got the sun in my eyes, so I'm not even paying attention to the comments. I do apologize. I will say, for the people in my chat, if you have the answers, please, answer their questions. If you don't, unfortunately, super stickers are probably the only way I'm going to be able to see it, because they have different colors, and right now everything's just gray, so I can't really pull stuff out. At any rate, right, big black coffee, BBC. I don't know what that is. Hard to see. I know, right? So Ronnie girl, I don't know why he said that, because I think what it is they both have dirt on each other. They really do. I really believe that. I think they have dirt on each other. I think that they both know something happened to that child. I think they both were involved in some kind of aspect. I think, in my opinion, if my opinion of the facts were, something happened to Summer at that watering hole. They didn't provide her medical attention. She succumbed to those injuries by the time she got home, and everybody was freaking out and decided to do something with her. They weren't bringing her back. There was no point in anybody going to jail over it. It was an accident, blah, 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 blah. And, they decided to, give her a burial somewhere, I don't know. But, but then it's kind of hard, because that was before the fact that she was arrested multiple times for child abuse from the previous kids she had that were taken away from her. And that's what concerns me the most, is that she has the propensity of being violent to children, primarily her children. And that is really scary for me. It really is. It's scary for me. So it shows me she has no problem hurting a child. The animal abuse shows me they have no problem hurting animals. These are violent people. These are violent, psychotic people. And they manage to find each other and have babies together. And that scares the crap out of me. Why she has not gotten every piece of her uterus ripped out of her, I have no idea. She needs to understand at this point, she has no reason to have children. She doesn't know how. She can't even keep animals alive. She clearly has problems keeping children alive. I mean, not to be so harsh, but it's true. So I don't get it. I don't understand why they're still able to be drunk every night. I don't understand how law enforcement cannot find one charge to charge them with. Yet I've looked at their penal code and statutes, and I can find at least 10 things that they could be charged with right now. 10 things that would put them behind bars right now. And the fact that they're all together would prevent them from bonding out. And that's where we want them to be. Why are they not doing this? And this is another question that we are going to be bringing to TBI. You know, everybody keeps saying this protest. We're taking our case to the front steps of TBI. We're taking our case to the front steps of TBI. So if people want to call that a protest, they can call that a protest. If they want to call that peacefully assembling, they can call that peacefully assembling. Either way, it's protected under our First Amendment of the Constitution. And we are going to be there. We're not going to be nasty. As many of you know, Bullhorn Betty, as well as the team collectively, backs the blue. However, you know, we understand that they're human and they make mistakes. Not everybody is perfect. And this idea that, you know, the public thinks that law enforcement is this perfect entity and makes no mistakes is a little out there for me. You know, it's a little out there for me because everybody makes mistakes. And you know what? These officers do the best that they can. That doesn't prevent them from making horrible decisions and strategical mishaps. You know, so we always focus on that. We focus on the fact that it is possible that they have these possible mishaps that cost them time in the case, it costs them a suspect in the case, it costs them a lot of things. 90% of the time when we are involved, it's based upon, unfortunately, an accident or, you know, a mistake that happened with law enforcement. I'm not saying that's the case here, but, you know, even with Brian Laundrie, it was, you know, Northport City Police that made several terrible strategical, tactical, and logistical errors that cost us millions of dollars and a lot of assets in bringing, you know, putting our law enforcement in jeopardy, you know, physically. They could have been bitten by alligators, snakes, you know, heat exhaustion, sunburn, you know, I mean, it was based upon mistakes that was made at law enforcement, and that's okay. I mean, they are human. They do the best they can with the information they have. I mean, we are all guilty of making mistakes when it was really important not to make mistakes. Okay, that's just how it is. So, you know, we are going to just go down this this case, and we're going to go to TBI, and we're going to lay the case down. I mean, we want Dawn and Candace locked up. We want Dawn and Candace locked up because there's no possibility of an abduction. There's no possibility of her wandering off. Why do I say that? It's because she was raised. She's 5 years old. Her mother is an absolute drunk. Dad's barely home. And she is used to her mother being passed out. She is used to wandering those woods. She's used to coming back home. She is used to taking care of herself. She's probably the most responsible 5-year-old child you will ever meet in your life because she had to cook for herself, dress herself, clean for herself, bathe herself if she could get a bath. So you got to understand the caliber of a 5-year-old child that you're talking about. This is a child that raised herself because her mother was too drugged up and drunk to do it. So the idea that she just wandered off and never wandered back home is insane. If she got out there and got lost, they would have found her by now. They would have found her by now. They have not. So the idea that, so the only other explanation for this is foul play. And the longer it takes for many people to acknowledge the fact there's foul play, you're going to have a grim reality when reality smacks you right in your face. The bottom line is there's no other possibility than the 3 adults up there on the top of that mountain knowing what happened and where Summer is. Period. There's no doubt in my mind. Literally no doubt in my mind. So folks, if you like this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Please don't keep me a secret. We are going back out to TBI from the 7th through the 11th. I believe we're going to pull, it might be the 7th through the 10th. We are going to pull one day for additional investigations. We have a few more questions that we have we need answered. We've got people. It's exactly this cough and just two shakes of a lamb's tail. But we are going to go out there. We have some follow-up questions and follow-up witnesses we need to get to, so we can get that information, as much of the information as possible, off to law enforcement, so we can get this stuff buttoned up. I know people try to always say that we're ineffective, but every time we show up, information starts pouring out of these law enforcement. We start getting videos and statements from the county, from the state. We start seeing other cases that we're providing information on, start getting moving, some friction and some tread behind it, so we can start primarily rosemary bly. Even our, as we're diving into that case, many of we're considering going to Wisconsin. We're diving into that case. We're starting to see some major issues with that case. I always thought it was Candace that would have had a hand in her sister, because she told her sister she was going to kill her. But even as we're digging in and getting some behind the scenes information and interviewing people, take this off. Okay. All right, how to get that off. Even the suspect pool that we started with changes. So it's not like we go in here with a mindset, like even with Don Wells, it's not like we went in here with a mindset of what happened. We do preliminary reviews and come up with a preliminary opinion of what happens. And then as we get information, that those opinions change and it paints a bigger picture for us. And this is no different. We have had a picture painted for us for Candace and her mother, as well as what may have happened to Summer. Does this mean we're 100% accurate? Of course not. Does it mean we're 50% accurate? Of course not. I mean, we won't know until the case gets finalized on the investigative portion of the cop side. What I can tell you is that we turned over a lot of information, a lot of new information to them that they didn't already have. So that helps them with their questioning ability with witnesses that they have. And why is that important? Because if they can get the real truth out of some of these people that may have been intimidated or scared to tell them information, then it may be able to give them just what they need for probable cause. And that's the important word of the day, is probable cause, because you have to have probable cause to make an arrest. You have to have probable cause to get search warrants and things like that. You have to have probable cause. So it's very important that you have that probable cause. And some of the information that we've received give law enforcement some probable cause, at least to make certain kinds of arrests. For example, the animal abuse, that's an arrestable offense. The endangerment of children, that's an arrestable offense. Contributing to the delinquency of a minor, that's an arrestable offense. Excuse me. So we do have some things that they can truly be arrested for right now if Hawkins County would get off their duff and go out there and make the arrest. All they need is an affidavit under oath explaining what had happened and have that corroborated. Otherwise, it's a he said, she said. But even without it being corroborated, they can still arrest them. They can still arrest them on an affidavit under penalty of perjury. Would the corroboration be good? Yeah, of course it would be. So, but we know that multiple occasions, parents had to call law enforcement to get their children out of their home because they were up there, adolescents, 9 through 11, drinking alcohol. For the normal person, that's not cool. That's not cool. You're studying the child's growth. That child may not be addicted to drugs or alcohol and may not have that propensity to be addicted to drugs or alcohol, but because you're starting them out at 9 years old, they may have a lifelong drug and substance abuse and alcohol abuse issue. And that was from the Wells, and they didn't give a damn. They didn't care about anybody else's children. My question is, why in the hell are they giving these kids alcohol? Was that the only thing that they had to drink in the home? The first thing that pops in my head when I hear alcohol and that many children and basement type stuff is grooming. is grooming. You know, were they grooming these kids? Were they grooming these kids to be drug dealers? I mean, God knows if that alcohol was what they were saying they were doing, what else were they doing? I mean, we know that there was drugs all over that house. We know drug dealers were coming in and out. We know Jody Sue's ex-husband or husband is a drug dealer. We know he showed up that day that Summer went missing. What happened? Jody Sue's all over the place. Jody Sue's out there attacking us, and it makes you wonder why. What does Jody Sue really know? What does she really know? What evidence does she really have and has not come forth with? I mean, she moved away. She's attacking me and my team. And then she goes on and asks YouTubers to buy all of her Christmas lists, and YouTubers were stupid enough to do it. They were stupid enough to do it. It's a shame. So, I don't know. So, at any rate, I'm now on I-75. I've turned off the GPS. I should be home within an hour. And then I'll probably do another live once I get my computer up and running so we can look at some videos, look at some paperwork, really go through some stuff, you know. And I'm also making an Amazon wish list. And, you know, I was talking to the team and realized that, you know, we also need, you know, equipment for these lives. As many of you know, JLR, he doesn't go live. You know, he does the videos and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to get him. I mean, he explains things so well. If you guys see videos where I record of him speaking, he is really a great speaker, you know, and he explains things well. And believe it or not, he has a lot of patience, a lot more patience than I do. And I just think that he would be great at doing lives. I really do. I think he has this way of explaining things. You know, he's an investigative journalist. I mean, we love him on our team, but I'm telling you, he has his own craft. He's very good at what he does, and much better than, you know, somebody like me. Even Olivia, she has her own craft. It's kind of weird because we have four main people on our team. Of course, some of you guys are part of a team as well, but we have four main people on our team, and a lot of behind the scenes people. So, like Angela with Voice for the Voiceless, you know, Tiffany Marie, you know, she helped us out when we were up there and things of that nature, and she was behind the scenes feeding us the information that we needed. But you know, we all have our own different styles, so it's kind of neat. You can go to all four of our pages, and we have different ways of explaining things, and we don't post all the same stuff at all the same times. So it gives you kind of a nice variety of you know, information and videos to watch and choose from. Folks, I forgot to tell you, while I've got so many people on, we have rolled out our line of merchandise, our Bullhorn Betty line of merchandise. If you guys go over to my channel and go to the community tab, you will see the link to my store. I've got cups, I've got pillows, I've got, you know, sweatshirts, shirts, cups, coffee cups, wine cups. We need our wine for our wine hour. I need to start doing a wine hour every evening so we can wine over wine. At any rate, you know, I just really want you guys to help support the Bullhorn Betty channel. I hope that, you know, this is a great way that you guys get something in return for your money. But it's some good products. I hear that the products coming from this source is good quality. It's good quality products. So I really hope that, you know, they're a little pricey. I got to say, you know, well, I shouldn't say that. Anytime I go to rallies or anything like that, you know, I'm spending $45 on a hoodie. You know, these are like $41 on a hoodie. So it is a little cheaper than if you were going to a concert or whatnot. But there's something for everybody. There's even phone cases, like the covers that go on the phones, and the ring, you know, the ring that you hold your phone so it doesn't drop. You know, we have something for everybody. Everybody can be supporting Bullhorn Betty through the merchandise.
on the links. So just go to my community page. It should be the very first, the top post should be the merchandise. So if you guys would like to go there and get yourself a little something, that would be great. I've even got some die cut stickers. I'm thinking about getting a couple of those and putting them on my car myself. Yes, I don't get anything for free either. I have to purchase it. So it's kind of funny. So I'm right there in the same boat as you guys. So fair is fair. That's the way I like it. So at any rate, so happy for any support that you guys provide. But I think it's pretty cool. If you guys like something else, like I'm going to be working on different logos and stuff like, well, not different logos, but adding stuff like I'm probably going to take, there's some blankets there. I may put my face on it with the Bullhorn Betty logo. I may start getting a little creative in some of the merchandise that I do. I just didn't have a whole lot of time to do it. So we are going to be redoing a coffee cup for our coffee club. Many of you were adamant that you wanted a coffee club, a special coffee club coffee cup. I will be doing that probably later this afternoon. That will probably go live by tomorrow for those that are part of the coffee club. So I'm not quite sure what my design is yet for it, but we will get it designed and I will get that promotional item out to all of you that are part of the coffee club. So, but getting back to Summer Wells, I think with people watching this channel, I think we have explained adamantly the reason why we think the parents have know more than they're saying. They keep coming up. They have, even Don Wells. I got to go back to the Don Wells interview, and I'm going to take the clip and I'm going to get that out there to you guys. Him with me asking him, Don, if there was this abduction, how would she have been abducted? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, have you thought of any other possibility besides her abduction? No, she got abducted right under Candace's nose. Okay, well, who do you think did it? Abducted her? 6 months later, literally 6 months later, they can't come up with one name of who would have potentially abducted. Now, mind you, their home is on a mountain. That means if we know she wasn't abducted, but God forbid, if she was abducted, okay, it would have been somebody that would have had to have been on that property. Can't we agree on that? I mean, can't we all just at least agree on that? And so you're telling me that somebody had to have been on that property to know how to even get on that property, to know even where to go on their house. And you're telling me you still can't come up with one person's name of who would have abducted this child? I mean, give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Like, I guess they think we are the stupidest people ever. They must think that law enforcement is the stupidest people ever. They came up with this bullshit story and they have just clung to it. Even though they know that they're on the losing end, that it has now been determined that there is no possibility of an abduction, they choose to double down. They choose to double down. And then I hear, and I don't know how true this is, I just heard it on another YouTube channel. I have not confirmed it myself. I want to throw that out there. That Candace is now stating she knows who might have taken her daughter. And if that's true, she didn't want to tell the law enforcement. If that's true, does that even make sense? If in and of itself, if you know who took your daughter, why would you withhold that 6 months from law enforcement? And then I find out Candace was also collecting money hand over fist from donors when her child first went missing. So she may be responsible for her child missing. Then she defrauded people out of money to go spend on new stuff from Walmart, flashing that money around and most likely buying more drugs and alcohol with it. Like, how people have got to smarten up. You just can't go and donate your freaking life savings just because a child goes missing. But I don't know. I just think it's a lot of funky stuff. A lot of funky stuff has gone on. So that's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of funky stuff. Let's see if I can catch a couple of your stuff. And my phone is like wobbling because I've got it like almost at the bottom. Oh, it is coming off a little bit. Let me push this in. There we go. So let's see what we got. Hello. She's banned. Yeah, she's banned from Walmart. We found that out from her ex-friends. We found that out. She told. So what? Oh, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Hi, guys. So what we found out from her ex-friends is that she was in there purchasing a cell phone. She wanted the Walmart employee to set her phone up. The Walmart employee explained they do not do that, that they cannot do that. They're not allowed to do that. So he would have probably gotten in trouble from Walmart had he stopped or she stopped to help set up this phone. And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So she ends up threatening that she is going to blow them up if they demanding that they help her set up that phone. Like, that is not behavior of a normal human being. When you don't get your way, you call the service, you call the 1-800 number on the back of the phone or wherever your phone's, and have them walk you through setup processes. You don't sit there and threaten a freaking, a $9.50 an hour employee telling them that you're going to blow them up because they chose not to help you or couldn't help you. It could have been a fireable offense. I mean, we are in a pandemic, and people are just weird, with all this nonsense. So they could have been fired for all we know. They could have been fired for all we know. And she's having a hissy fit for it. It's just insanity. It really is. It's insanity to me. But I really do want you guys to go over and check out the merchandise. If you guys want something special, or you guys think of, I'm all about brainstorming. You guys know that because you guys are part of the team as well and part of the family. So if you guys could think of something that would be really cool for the Bullhorn Betty product line, let me know. Let me see if I can design it. Send me an email, put in the subject line, send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, but put in the subject line, suggestion for merchandise. So it's got to have the Bullhorn Betty logo on it. I could set up a different store that's outside of Bullhorn Betty, but all the stuff that I'm doing with Bullhorn Betty has to have the Bullhorn Betty logo on it. It just has to. So, that's just all there is to it. But we can do things like the coffee club. I've got an idea for that, what we can do for that. But I need to know if you guys just want coffee cups, if you guys want the tumblers, or if you guys actually want, because it takes me some time to overlay all that on the products. So if you're not going to be doing the coffee club, sweatshirts, there's no point in me, preparing the logo on the sweatshirts, if you get what I'm saying. So let me know. Just give me some suggestions on where you guys want this product line to go, and I'll happily, try to work on designing whatever we think is good. And I'll bring those suggestions to the public here and see how much support we have for it. And if we have enough support, I'll get that rolled out. So the coffee club, I know we have the support of it. I just haven't been going live as early as I used to. Come tomorrow morning, I promise you guys we will get back on the regular basis of me getting up around 5 a.m. and getting live. So I do miss my morning crew. I'm also thinking about doing another live in the evening, say around 9, between 9 and 10 Eastern Standard Time in the United States of America. So I don't know if that's something you guys would like me to do or not. I typically find that, I have the morning stuff, which catches the evening, while I'm sleeping. And then I have the later afternoon that catches all the stuff during the day that's happened. So and of course, if there's breaking news, I go live immediately. So, that brings me back. For those that are in here, I've been getting a lot of people reaching out to me saying they're not getting the notifications. I don't know if you need to unsubscribe and resubscribe and reset that notification to all, but the bell next to is a subscribe, join, and then it has a bell. So if you got the bell, make sure that's set to all. So you guys get all the videos that I'm posting, and you get all the notifications for the live. But again, if you're not receiving the notification that I am going live, you need to go ahead and probably unsubscribe, resubscribe, and reset that notification. I've gotten, it was so overwhelming yesterday of people coming out and saying that they're not getting the notification that it's made say the disclaimer yesterday and also say the disclaimer just now about fixing that for you. And I think you could try just going in there and adjusting that notification bell to all. But even if it does it again, you're probably going to have to unsubscribe quickly. You know, just hit the subscribe, unsubscribe, and then resubscribe, and then redo both. So just I want everybody that can and wants to watch this program to be notified of the program. Like right now, we have almost 400 people in here. At one time, we had almost 1,200. So there's definitely something wonky going on with the YouTube system. Hopefully, it gets worked out. But just until then, please pass it on to all your friends and family that do watch this channel to go in there and check the notifications, and if necessary, unsubscribe and resubscribe and the notification bell. So, and there's also you guys, what could happen is, you know, when you're getting the notifications, there's one that says ignore, and what could be happening is you're actually hitting the wrong button, and it's knocking off and ignoring all notifications. So you got to be very careful with your notifications, what you're hitting on there, because you could be actually knocking the notifications off unintentionally by trying to silence that particular notification, and it'll prevent any other notifications from coming to you. So just keep that in mind as well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is beautiful here in the state of Florida. We have sunny weather. The skies are blue. It's about 64 degrees outside here in Florida in Manatee County. So very pleased with the weather and very happy. How is everybody doing this Monday? You know, what's your weather like? Where are you from? What time is it? Let's do the whole rigmarole that we do usually at 5 a.m. that we're doing now at 9 a.m. or quarter to 9. So Liliana, a neighbor, a Florida neighbor, thank you. True Crime, Ronnie, hi. So we got Georgia in here. Good morning. Northport, Florida. Love it. You know, that's where I started. That's where this whole stuff started for me. You know, it's kind of, well, I started in Manatee County politically, but, you know, obviously God has guided me to a different calling. So I still have my hands in politics, just not as much anymore. I used to be a diehard, and I feel like I let a lot of my political friends down, but I am working to be able to multitask. It's 30. Oh my God, a foot of snow. Wow. Jeez, Louisa. Good morning, all. Ohio's in the house. South Carolina is in the house. Myrtle Beach. Nice. Virginia. Denmark. All right. Nice to see you, Denmark. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I know I have a lot of people all over the country and all over the world that tune into this channel, which is just amazing and a complete blessing. I'm glad you guys found me on YouTube. I really am. But I ventured out away from TikTok. I still haven't told my TikTok family that I've kind of converted over to YouTube yet. It's just, I wish that they had a feature on StreamYard to go live on TikTok as well, because that would keep my audience more engaged on TikTok, but they don't. So I can only add, so right now I can even add Facebook. But quite frankly, my Facebook family is more of friends prior to this work, and I kind of wanted to keep it separate. So I only stream on YouTube and Twitter. So that's where I'm at right now, and I stream this simultaneously on both. So I never know where some of you guys come from. Some of you guys may be responding from Twitter. Some of you guys may be responding from YouTube. I don't know. So, but I'm happy to have you wherever you come from. To my coffee club. Let's see, we got Ohio. It was nice yesterday here in Tennessee. We got some Tennessee folks in there. Pennsylvania, I see. Marion County. Very good. Very good. I'm so happy to see you guys here. I'm gonna let you guys read that because I'm having a hard time reading drive. I don't want to, you know. Yeah, I saw the Kraken cases, and obviously he started out with. I think they had a heavy price to pay by hanging out. Well, I think they took a lot of blows. Cam and Allie, for one, hanging out with the Wells because they are persons of interest, and quite frankly, the only persons of interest in this case with Summer Wells. So, oh, thank you, Allie. Thank you. We love our new members. Appreciate your support. We appreciate it. Oh, we even got an Ireland in here. I love my Ireland folks. Many of you guys don't know I'm predominantly Irish, even though I have Asian in me, Greek. I'm a Heinz 57. My family, half of my family is actual Mexicans, and we have Mexican wrestlers that are big old teddy bears. And I'm just a Heinz 57, even though I got this blonde hair. Well, my hair is really not blonde; it's very dark, quite frankly, and blue eyes. And the blue eyes are definitely my own. But I got this Irish fair white skin. But because of my Asian and Greek in me, believe it or not, I get really, really white, but I also get very, very dark. So it's kind of I guess I get a little piece of both worlds. I'm very happy with that. I'm very fortunate. So at any rate, so going back to Cam and Allie, he was praying yesterday, praying the evil spirits away, whatever. In my opinion, I respect people of prayer. I respect people of religion, of all religions, and things of that nature. But it just, I don't know. It seemed almost when I was listening to him. Oh, thank you, thank you. It seemed almost combative, if you will, with his prayer. It didn't seem like a loving. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate all the support. What does it say? No, Kraken cases, I don't even think live in the same area, to be honest with you, Lana. I really don't. But it just, their prayer last night just, it didn't seem to me to be wholesome and godly. I'm sorry, it just didn't. I mean, call me wrong. I don't care. Call me wrong. Oh, we got Austrian and English, Irish, Scottish. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's so amazing what ancestry DNA can tell you about yourself. I swear to God. I swear to God, it's great. It's great. But I just didn't, I just listened to the prayer, and it seemed like he was trying to make it come from the heart, but it just seemed combative, like the evil people in the world. It's like, who is that being referred to? Why are you don't condemn evil people. You pray for them. You pray for them. If you think somebody's doing wrong, like I pray for Cam and Allie. I don't call them evil people. I don't think they're evil people. Have they made a bunch of stupid decisions? Of course they have. I'd rather have them on my team than the Wells team, quite frankly. I really would. I'd rather have them on my team than the Wells team. I think that they bring, they have an it factor to them if they used it for the right reasons. I honestly believe they didn't use it for the right reasons. They went up there, and I heard that they had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Who in the world that has a missing 5-year-old child signs a non-disclosure agreement? What kind of... I don't know if this is true. This is what I've heard. The only people that would know whether this is true is Cam and Allie and the Wells. But seriously, if there was a non-disclosure agreement signed just to be able to step foot on that property, that would be alarm bells ringing. And not only that, but this is a criminal investigation. A non-disclosure agreement is civil. I don't think that the non-disclosure agreement would have any teeth in a criminal investigation, and actually could be construed as obstruction of justice if you followed it and you had information. So I hope if this is true, Cam and Allie really check their conscience, because if they know of anything, they better be turning that crap over to law enforcement with or without a non-disclosure agreement. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in some legal problems of your own. Because if you withhold evidence, if you withhold information from law enforcement, not only is that obstruction of justice, that's accessory after the fact. So, again, I don't know if that's true. If it is true, that would be concerning for me. I would never, ever, ever sign a non-disclosure agreement in a criminal case when the people that are asking me to sign it are potentially the only persons of interest in the disappearance of a 5-year-old girl. That is stupid. That is ludicrous. Stupid and ludicrous. And I lost, I don't know how I keep losing these batteries. These batteries cost me 10 flipping dollars. You know, I quit smoking, and but I live off these things right now because I quit smoking, and I went through terrible withdrawals with cigarettes, even going to these vapes. And yesterday, I lost it. I lost one of them, and I only had two, and those lasted me all day. So now I'm having to keep this one on the charger when I'm not using it, because when I need to have nicotine, I've got to have it. Otherwise, I get miserable and cranky, and it sucks. If anybody has never smoked before, don't start now. I'm telling you, it was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. I started when I was a kid being cool, and it turned in, and I hated cigarettes. But by the time I realized how much I hated cigarettes, it was too late. So I didn't smoke in my house. I didn't really smoke in my vehicles because I never liked the smell of cigarettes. I went to these vapes, but the withdrawal, even from the cigarettes to the vape, was so horrible that I did not want to cheat. I will never, ever, ever, ever pick up another cigarette again, just because of the agony that I went through with the withdrawals. It was absolutely horrific. I swear to God, I mean, I do have a loaded gun in the house, but, you know, I'm not saying this. I should be careful what I say. I don't want people misconstruing. I'm not suicidal. But I tell you, that gun looked tempting. That's how miserable I was. I will just say that. I'm not suicidal in the least, and I'm being flagrant in the description. So just for everybody to know, I'm not suicidal. I have to be careful what I say on YouTube. I don't want them thinking, bad things, or, having cops coming to the house checking on my well-being, because I'm perfectly sane and not suicidal. So I'm going to make sure that's perfectly explained. So I don't think, I know law enforcement in my community. I know the sheriff himself. I worked with him on, helping at-risk youth here in Manatee County. I do a lot of good things long before I was at the Gabby Petito house, or, the dirty laundry house. I did a lot of good things here for my community and continue to do so. So, oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad, Lynn. It's bad. I tell you what, it was horrible, and I will never smoke another cigarette again. I don't want to. I can't even stand the smell. Like, even when I was in Daytona, there wasn't a whole lot to do at the time. There was no bike week there. I just wanted some downtime. They did have some Christmas stuff going on, but you couldn't really do that at night. So, what do you do during the day? So I went and hung out at the local bar and grill. They had, reasonably priced food and reasonably priced drinks. It was Drifters Route 1, I think is the name of it. Drifters Route 1. I'm telling you, they just bought the place. Apparently the place was a hole in the wall. That place was nice. They redid the inside. They redid the bar. So if you guys are ever in Daytona, it's about 15 minutes away from the International Space. There's everything. Drifters. Times a day, for lunch and dinner, and had a drink here and there, and hung out with the locals, and had a lot of great conversations with them. And it was really, really nice. They made you feel right at home. And so sorry guys, I went through I am on the interstate, so just know that I am here. I'm just gonna probably have some dead zones here and there on our drive. So Oh, yeah. Carly, no, I actually, I was never a menthol smoker ever. I didn't like it, but I was a Marlboro Light 100 smoker, and I have never found a cigarette that was similar to the Marlboro Light, and therefore it made it very difficult for me to start vaping because I was looking for that same flavor. I went to menthol because I could handle the menthol. I like the menthol in the vape. I will not do anything because I do not want that funky taste from all these funky aftertaste of the regular nicotine flavored vapes or anything like that. I can't do it. So I do menthol. Menthol has worked for me. If other people are in that same problem where they tried, multiple things to get off cigarettes, but they didn't like the flavor, I do recommend the menthol flavor. The menthol flavor has been my lifesaver. It's helped me break the cigarette habit. Now, I got to say, this is a habit in and of itself, so I want to make sure I'm making the proper disclaimer because I tell you what, this has cost me probably just as much to smoke on this vape as it is a regular pack of cigarettes, but it wasn't about money. It was about my health. And I truly believe that the vape is a much better smoke. It doesn't leave the black tar in your lungs. I do need to get off this. I need to start working on stepping down to the 3%. I've been on the 5% since September, but I'm still I don't want it to bite off more than I can chew. I find that when people, I'm doing all these criminal cases. I don't know what inspired me to quit smoking right slap dead in the middle of the Gabby Petito case, being out there in the hot sun, trust me, that heat was miserable. It was miserable. I was chapped and my lips were literally, I'm still dealing with the sun damage on my lips from me being in front of that dirty laundry house. They still have not quite healed. They're still pilling a lot. They're still always chapped. The sun damage on my lips was pretty extensive. So I'm still reeling from that, but we'll get by, we'll get through it. So, and anyway, yeah. Well, I got the Jewel now, and I think you're right. They only make the two flavors, the nicotine flavor and the menthol flavor. So I went with the menthol flavor. I'm not really into all the funky flavors like mango and peach and grape and stuff like that. Maybe I need to help break the menthol thing. But I think I just need to step down to a 3% and start getting on the 3%. And then after the 3%, I need to start going to patches to break the hand habit. I find it's the hand habit is the most problematic for me because whenever I'm nervous or something, I'm constantly just like the cigarettes. I was constantly smoking. So the vape is no different. When I start getting stressed out, I notice I'm hitting a lot more, and it's just because my hands have nothing to do. So I'm going to start working on the computer a little bit more, keep my hands busy, and trying to step down responsibly. Right, I know it was hard. I drank my coffee too, and that was one of the things going out in the morning, having my cup of Joe and smoking my cigarette at the table as I watched the sunrise. It was nice, but now I find maybe that's what my problem is. I find that now that I'm on the Jewel and it doesn't stink up the house, I'm not going out and sitting outside looking at the beautiful weather and looking at I live in Florida. I mean, people, would die to live where I live. And I take it for granted myself. So I know that and try to work it. Let's see what we can do. I'm trying to decide whether I want to stop by my friend's shop or not. I think I'm just going to have to come and visit her another time. I don't want to disrupt her. And I don't even know if she's on today or not. Let's see. I'm about to drive by her work now. They make the best homemade pies ever. It's called the Garden in Palmetto. They make the best homemade pies. They've got a little farmer's market. They have blueberries, $2 per pack. They got asparagus, only 99 cents. 10 limes for $1. They got Plant City strawberries. Fresh pies. They make the best, by far, the best Cuban sandwich I've ever tasted. The best Cuban sandwich I've ever tasted. Tea with milk and sugar. Yep, I hear you. All right, guys. Well, I have made it back. We've been on the phone, for some coffee and cannabis. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't complain about the cannabis. I think they've made some really wonderful products with the cannabis. My best friend, she is a medical cannabis user, cannabis card holder. She's opening the gate as we speak, so I thought I'd give her a honk. And at any rate, but she gets the lotions, and if many people don't know, I've had neck surgery. Where's my scar? There it is. I had neck surgery. I have my C5 and C6 fused together from an automobile accident, and I get, I could just move. It could be cold weather, like I'm the Doppler radar. If it's rainy, I can feel it in my neck. I mean, I get stiff when we have extreme weather changes. So when it goes from cold to hot, I get really stiff, and when it goes from hot to cold, I get really stiff. And so I was over there, and many people don't know, even though I'm a college educated person, I had a handyman business with my ex-husband, and I did drywall repair. I'm one of the best in the industry, if I say so myself. I can match just about every single texture, and I smoothed it, almost no dust. When I first started out, I had dust everywhere because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then over the years, I got new techniques and tricks of the trade, and almost made it a dustless process, which a lot of our clients appreciated. And at any rate, I was in her house. She was moving a door, and so we moved the door down. I had to rewire stuff. My dad's a master electrician. I didn't charge her for this. I did this as a friend, so I wasn't required to be a licensed electrician to move that electrical. I just knew what I was doing. So at any rate, we moved the door down. I did charge her for the door and the drywall. We did move the door down, and we did the drywall there. But it was quite a bit of a process, though. I don't remember where I was going, and I had an objective with that whole story, not just the fact that I could drywall, but at any rate, I forgot what it is now. But anyways, I'm getting a little antsy, in my pantsy. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I do have some work. I will be coming live, folks. So just please, please, please. I know you guys are all on here right now. You need to go check. If you're not getting the notifications of my lives, please go and check in. Make sure your notifications are on all. If you want to be cautious and make sure that you don't miss a thing, just quickly unsubscribe from the channel and resubscribe and reset your notifications to reset that, because I will be going. I've got to get some paperwork together and some videos lined up, and I will be coming live to you shortly to get some more information about Summer Wells. I know here over the last few days, I haven't been home. I haven't been around my computer, my double screens. I haven't been able to go live like I really wanted to. And so we're going to do that today. I just need to get there and get prepared, and then I'll go live. Give me about, I would say, give me a couple hours, and we'll be going over some more Summer Wells things, items, some information that you may know or you may not know. So we do want to get this story out there. We do want to make sure everybody is doing their part. For those, please remember, we have a mail campaign. We're going to be discussing that in the live later today. We're going to be discussing our demands that we're making upon TBI in our peaceful assembly in front of the TBI building. We want to be heard. We want Summer's voice to be heard. We are Summer's army. I know that there's a lot of haters distracting from Summer, and we will not partake in that. This is all about Summer. And for those that don't believe her parents were involved, I think you guys need to come up and let me take you for a tour. Let you speak to the people we spoke to. Let me show you their property. Let you formulate your own opinion, so you can quit bashing me over the head with information that you don't have a clue about. And you quit getting your information from irritating. I don't know what the hell happened. I was in an area that showed by my data. I had to take my data off and restart it. So sorry, guys. I know I lost some people here. But just please remember that we're going to go live in a couple hours. I'm going to be bringing some information to you. Please go in there and subscribe, like and share this channel. We need to bring the membership up. Guys, we had an amazing first month. It was absolutely amazing with the amount of people that flocked to this channel. We want to keep that growth and that momentum going. And I can't get that momentum going without each and every one of you. So please, please, please share this everywhere. Share this on your YouTube. Share this on your Facebook. Share this on your Twitter. Any social media, please, please, please share this channel. Let's get the growth up. I would like to bring the merchandise to this channel. I need to have 10,000 subscribers in order to do that. So that is our next goal, and I can't meet that goal without the help of each and every one of you. Guys, I want to tell you, it's been an amazing ride home with you guys. Thank you, my coffee crew, my coffee club. I'm still sipping on my cup of joe. I hope you guys had an amazing morning with me. So we'll see you in just a few hours. Please stay tuned. We got a lot of information to go on. I just got to prepare the channel, got to prepare the broadcast, got to prepare a lot of stuff so we can be sure to go live with you and have a better production and go over some legitimate information. We're going to do a recap of the information that we have gotten so far. We're going to go over the criminal background of Don Wells and Candace Wells. We're going to go over what we know. We're going to go over some interview highlights. We are going to start breaking this case down for you. So, you know, because we do know law enforcement is also watching our channels, and that's I'm happy that they are, because they need to be in the know. And we're just going to break the case down, and this is going to be the case we're going to be breaking down for TBI as we demand that Candace and Donald Wells be picked up and arrested on the past criminal charges that they have. So primarily animal and child abuse. Those are the most important that they should be. There is no reason why these parents right now should not have some kind of negligent and endangerment charges against children at this point in their investigation. Their investigation has produced this, but you know what? It might be their penal code, might be their code. I've got to look into it, because it is my understanding if these are separated events, they can charge them for it without it in affecting their current case with Summer Wells. So I'm going to go over that with you guys, and we'll see you back here in a couple hours. I love you guys. I think you're beautiful people. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. We are rolling into a new year. We need to refocus. We need to get right with our higher power. And we need to propel this channel and you know, these cases forward to conclusion. We have got to get these cases solved. There's a lot of stuff going on, the Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner case, that's starting to heat up that case a little bit. We're going to discuss that as well. So we'll see you guys in a couple hours. I love you guys, and God bless you. I can get myself off here. Sorry, guys. I keep figuring out how to let you guys chat for a little bit before I turn it off. Usually it gives me an opportunity to remove myself from the chat, but I don't see where I can do that. So I'm going to have to end the broadcast, and I apologize about that. I love you guys. Take care.